In our last teachings, we dealt with the spiritual gifts. We tried to find out what to know about the spiritual gifts, the importance, and I want to stress the importance again. So the spiritual gifts are given by the Spirit to you. They are given to you to profit thereby. 1 Corinthians 12:7. The spiritual gifts are for you to gain, to profit. So if you ignore it, it's going first against you. Number two, the spiritual gifts are to enable you help others. And there I explain that you don't have to use it to lord over others, to exploit others, to make others your servants, your slaves, because you are having the spiritual gifts. You are enjoying miracles, healing. You are doing a prophet's work. So because of that, somebody should serve you. If you begin to do that, Satan will use you. Because that's what Satan is doing. And we say that the spiritual gift operates by speaking. So first Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians 12, verse 1, first of all, he said, don't be ignorant. Don't hit yourself from knowing them. Don't be ignorant. Ignorant here also can mean don't ignore them. Maybe you know, but you are not working with it. You are not using it, or you don't know that you cannot work with it. And most often, the deception here is to let you believe that, oh, you don't have the gifts, number one, or you are not qualified, or God has not called you to work in this area. No, this is what Apostle Paul said, verse 2, 1 Corinthians 12. He said, don't be in that dump. We see, the only thing you can manifest the spiritual gifts is to speak. That's all. So first of all, you know that I have this gift. When it's to cast away the fear from you, operate it by faith. Believe that you have it. That's all. So the importance for you to profit, for you to help others. Number two. Number three, it will help you to edify the church, bring edification, respect, reverence to the church. Number four, to bring sanity and fear of the church in the world. The people of the world will now begin to reverence or fear the church when the spiritual gifts are being operated by everybody, not only one person. And number five, it will help to prevent deception by con men, because people are deceived today because somebody has a word, he can speak knowledge. I know the word God said to me, and everybody is following the person, not knowing that you have the same word also in you. Help you to follow the false miracle workers, con men who are using miracles, Babao spirit to deceive people. Because if you can work the same miracle, why will you follow somebody? And that miracle is in you. And to stress again, all of you, every one of us, has all the gifts. Because the same spirit in you, the gift is in the spirit. And you have the spirit. I have the spirit. You have the spirit. Everybody have the spirit. So all the gifts are in you. But then he said, why is it that you give one this, you give one this, give one that? It's the spirit that make in such a way that will not be doing the same thing. That's why the spirit is organized that way. It doesn't mean that you don't have it. You have it. If you go to 1 Corinthians 14, when Apostle Paul said in verse 1 that we should seek spiritual, especially prophecy. He came to verse 29 and said, he said all of them should seek the prophets, isn't it? Verse 31, he said, all may prophesy. All. But then he said in verse 29, that same Galatians, 1 Corinthians 14, that 1 Corinthians, not Galatians, 1 Corinthians 14, he said that, verse 29, he's saying that they should prophesy in the church at least up to 1 to 3. 1 to 3. Then the rest don't prophesy that day. All of you should judge whether what the person is saying is true or not, because you have the same prophecy. So it means that we all have all. But when you look at 1 Corinthians 12, when you go down from verse 31 or so, go in 1 Corinthians 12. When we look down, let's look at some verses here. Verse 29. It says, first of all, 28, God has set up in the church first apostles, secondly prophets, teachers, miracles, gift of healings, help, governments, diversity of tongues. Then he asks, are all apostles? Of course, no. Because if all of them are apostles, nobody is a prophet. Nobody is a teacher. Nobody is working miracles. Nobody is having gift of healing. Nobody is speaking tongues. Nobody is interpreting. Then the church will be only one way. Then the church cannot go forward. If everybody is doing the same thing, if everybody wants to be a pastor, if everybody wants to be an apostle, if everybody wants to be a healer, then the church will be one way. So even though all of us can do the same thing, that because they are gifts, but the Holy Spirit is controlling it, that all will not doing the same thing and leave the rest. That is all why there are diversities. The diversities are not working the same way with anybody. But if you seek that, not that you are copying what somebody has, if you are not copying what that person has, but you want to be this, why not? You just share in it, because it's a gift. Just as salvation is a gift, and it is you who seek that salvation the same way that all the spiritual gifts are gifts, and you should seek it. So Apostle Paul said, desire it, seek it. And he advised that I preach on prophecy. But today we are looking at how we can operate the spiritual gift. How? The know-how. We know it. We know that it's in us. We know that it's a gift. How do we operate it? We see, first of all, the best gifts or the time to use the best gift depends on the situation. Let's say it's money is the problem now. Money is the problem now. So what do? We concentrate on the money, how to get the money. So we find some means, whether to speak it out, whether to get that word or knowledge concerning how to get it, how we can work some miracles also to get it. So everything will now, and now all they get to come into play here now, because now we need money. Or if there's healing, we know prophecy, we can heal by prophecy, we can heal by knowing word of knowledge or word of wisdom can help us in the healing process. Because then we've tried, we said, okay, working this miracle of healing, maybe we lay hands, we have laid hands, healing is not coming. We have spoken, healing is not coming. We need maybe word of knowledge. Why is the healing not coming? Maybe word of wisdom. What to do? Wisdom. What the difference between word of wisdom, word of knowledge? Word of knowledge is to give you, to review what to do. And wisdom is to apply that knowledge. Because if you have the knowledge and are not applying, nobody will see it. So wisdom is the application of knowledge. But the knowledge will come first. So have the word of knowledge, word of wisdom. The same spirit, when we read Isaiah 11, the verse 2, It's saying that we have received some seven spirits. Seven spirits is mentioned there. First of all, the spirit of wisdom and a spirit of understanding. The spirit of counsel, the spirit of might. So it will be counseled how to go about a thing and then have the power to do it. So we shouldn't just say, okay, I know this, then we sit down. We also have the power to do it. So we need to look at the channel and apply some things there to do it. Then you see the spirit of knowledge, and then the spirit of fear of the Lord is also there. That's Isaiah 11:2. So all these things are the spirit manifestations. So it doesn't mean that when you have the gift of miracles so that you can conjure money that is needed, or you have the gift of healing, you can heal, then you apply one channel and nothing is working. Listen, there's gifts are diverse, number one. The administrations are different, number two. The operations are also diverse. That's what we learn from First Corinthians chapter 12, verse 46. That's what we learn from it. That the diversity of gifts is not only one. Then there are differences of administration. Differences of administration. And in the diversities of operations. So we are not looking at only one. When we have spoken, prayed. In fact, prayer is just speaking. So let's say we have prayed over it to get it. Maybe we are targeting money. We need money. We are prayed over it to get it. And the thing is not coming. We shouldn't concentrate on only one thing. We continue to be speaking, but then we need to maybe do something. Operate, like, for example, take steps. So not only the words, but also we have the mind to do something. We need also counsel. How do we get into it? Or we may need the word of knowledge. That is revelation. Or we may need wisdom, the application of that revelation. So all these things might come into play because the administration differs. There are so many administrations. And the operation, the way the thing will be operated, how the operation, the chain of reactions that will bring that thing are also diverse. But first of all, to know these things, that it is we who are first of all going to prosper. So we do it as if it is for ourselves. Even we think it's of somebody. Because it is we, it will come to us first before we can distribute it. That's what Apostle Paul was saying, for example, in 1 Timothy chapter 6. We begin from verse 5, that the perverse disputings of men who, or reprobate mind, who think that godliness is a blessing when you are rich and have all things. Then talk about what the love of money. Now, verse 17, he's saying that those who are rich in this world. So first of all, we need that money. Doesn't mean the love of money doesn't mean that money. It's the love of money is evil, doesn't mean that money is evil. It said in verse 17, that 1 Timothy 6, where you read the verse 10, that the love of money is root of all evil. Verse 17, it said, those who are rich in this world, Timothy, teach them to distribute. Don't hold on to the money. That is why I make it very evil. When somebody is dying and then you have it. So it's not the money. Money is not the evil thing, because people are using these things to teach the church that money is not important. And the devils are taking the power of money to even rule over the church and rule in the places where we have the church. Because here in this world, the power is money. So if the power is not in your hand, or you leave it to any other evil person, it becomes disadvantage, because that power will take advantage of that money, the power of money, to enslave even you. And that's what we are seeing today. Why? Because we are not using the gift we have to rule. If somebody is appointed the king must have some gift, operating some gift. For example, Solomon was given the gift of wisdom. He said, I'll give you wisdom. Not only wisdom, he has also knowledge. Not only knowledge, he has also wealth. So Solomon was able to govern his days because he has the Spirit give him knowledge, revelational knowledge, and even human knowledge, sense knowledge. He also have wisdom that nobody can beat him in wisdom. Then he has the gift of wealth. It's also wealth. Gift is wealth. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 9 is the grace. You know the grace that we become rich. Grace of our Lord Jesus Christ. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 15 says, thank God for his unspeakable gift. And that gift is talking about wealth and riches. Verse 9, verse 10 and 11. Rich in all things. It's also a gift to help us to minister in another way to people. So we need that power called money. And we need to bring all the gifts into play. So when the king have a gift, he can excel above others. You can't just be a king and then have no gift, operation of any gift. As Solomon was given the gift of knowledge, wisdom, and also the gift of wealth. So we need to excel in the gifts as kings in order to be powerful, in order to control, in order to rule. Now, how did Elisha, or let's begin from Elijah, operate the gifts of prophecy that was on them? You know, prophecy is the master of all the gifts. Because in prophecy, you can have the word of knowledge, word of wisdom, the same prophecy. Prophecy can come healing, it's found in it. The working of the gift of faith is also found in prophecy. The miracles, I've mentioned that. A whole lot of them are found in the prophecy, the gift of prophecy. So prophecy is just the envelope of so many gifts. You can separate the gift, but prophecy, when you have the gift of prophecy, you can operate in all the other areas. Just as the gift of apostle. If somebody is apostle, he's also a prophet, can be evangelist, can be a pastor, can be a teacher. So prophecy, the gift of prophecy, also touches all the other spiritual gifts. Now, you see Elijah in 1 Kings 17, how he worked. He spoke, he said, it's not going to rain according to my word. So these gifts works by our words. Very important. We have to establish the word. When we establish the word, then we go and pray for the word also. The word you have established. We need to water it. So sometimes it is not going to be like when you say it, then it is there. No, you have to do a lot of things to cause the word to be established. So Elijah probably will not go and sleep. What we saw in 1 Kings chapter 18 from verse 41 downstairs, when he's calling back rain, you see how he labored in prayer to bring the rain. Because he has to establish the word. So very important that when we utter the word, we need to work the word by establishing it. That is why sometimes it prolongs our prayers. That we need to be speaking all the time. Have time for those words to speak, to establish that word. Then we saw also Elisha. Elisha was very radical person who was operating the gifts. Elisha can look at water where an axe, a metal has fallen down and can cause the axe to come up. It is conjuring something, but he's supplying gifts. Then Elisha saw in Samaria, where he was staying, was a citizen of Samaria. 2 Kings chapter 6, from verse 25, he saw what is happening in Samaria. Chapter 7, 2 Kings, he pronounced a word. Tomorrow by this time, there should be abundance. He stayed with the people for so long and saw the pains and the suffering, the poverty, deprivation, people eating their children. So when he came to that point, he said, no, look, listen. This man was staying in that city. All these horrible things were going on. The city has been besieged. He didn't say anything. Until now, the king vowed to kill him. Then he got wake up. When they were about to kill him, then he started to speak. Why didn't this man speak long to solve the problem? Now, when he found out that his life is at stake, then he started to act. So sometimes, because the thing is not affecting us, or because we shut down our mouth, things will not be working. The things not affecting us. So God will intentionally push us. Sometimes keep us in that condition for long, then force us to do something. So when you are poor today, when you have been serving as a slave somewhere for so long, it is time for you to now to say it is enough. Because God is looking up to you to solve the problem. So Elisha was put in that position. He was in that condition. He was inside. But he was not saying anything until the king vowed to kill him. When he sent messengers to him and they saw the messengers, then he started to act. We don't have to go to that far and think that God is going to also do it. We need to know that it's God is forcing us when things are not working in your life, when you have been in the situation for so long a time and you have not been working the gift. Know that God is putting you that is chastising you so that you can wake up and speak, act, seek the knowledge, seek revelation, speak the revelation, speak everything until come out. They open up because the Spirit is already working inside you. You have all the fullness of God, but you need to act, you need to perform it. So that is how we came by the operation of the spiritual gifts. They should help us to help ourselves and others, the church, and try to help us not to follow deception. If you look at the church today, one person who has a gift is being followed by everybody, as if he's the Lord. So he became the deity. Why? Because the rest have ignored the gift. So they think the gift is only on one person. In Christ, all of us have the Spirit, the same Spirit. So we need to rise up and be able to work with the gifts so that we will prosper. We will prosper from it. To help us to prosper, we profit from it. To help us to serve others. To help us to edify the church. To help us to cause the world to fear the church. It will cause us to be protected from deception. May God bless you. Stay tuned.